Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another webinar of Hamstech. I'm so glad that so many of you could join in with us today. And trust me, today's webinar is going to be very helpful for all those of you who are looking to build and start a career in the fashion industry. Now, before we begin, let me just introduce myself. I'm Beulah John. I'm a faculty at Hamstech and I have been teaching at Hamstech for a little bit over 2 years. So, if all of you are ready for our today's webinar, let's just begin. Careers in the fashion industry. Now, before we go into the careers, let me just explain to you what is fashion design. What is fashion design? Now, fashion design is a form of art dedicated to creation of clothing and other lifestyle accessories. So fashion design is basically the art of creating clothing. So then what is a fashion designer? A fashion designer is the person who creates this clothing. So a fashion designer is a person who creates ideas, concepts and new clothing styles often by drawing and sketching. So we've understood what is fashion design and who is a fashion designer. Now that you've understood this, now we look into what do you learn in a fashion design course. Now, all those of you who are looking towards building a career in fashion are obviously looking towards taking a short, or a long course in fashion. So let me just explain to you what do you learn in this course of fashion design. Now firstly let me tell you there are various different types of courses that are available in the market and also available through Hamstech that will teach you all about fashion and fashion design. There are short courses that are 1 year, there are 2 year courses, there are also degree courses. Now depending on the time you have and depending on how much time do you need before you actually start your career, you can choose a course that is more suitable to you and begin your journey towards becoming a fashion designer. Now what do you learn in these fashion design courses? Now, firstly, the first subject that you will learn in a fashion design course is theory of fashion. What is theory of fashion? Basically, in this subject, you will be learning the basics of fashion, the basics of design, what is color theory, how do you use different types of colors, what are the different elements and principles of design. Basically all that you need to know about fashion and all that you need to know about design. In this subject you will also be learning about the basic terminologies that a person needs to know when he's becoming a fashion designer. Now, the second subject that most fashion design courses teach is fashion illustration. Now, what is fashion illustration? Fashion illustration is the art of sketching fashion. Basically, you learn how to draw a fashion figure. You learn how to draw a fashion figure in different poses. You learn how to draw different types of fabric like your satin, denim, sheer fabrics, and you also learn that how can you render these kind of, that is how can you color these kind of fabrics so that your illustration looks realistic, and you can portray your design to your audience before you even create your design. It's basically you showing a sneak peek of your design to your audience. Personally, fashion illustration is one of my favorite subjects because it basically lets you do various things. It lets you play with color. It lets you play with different kinds of mediums. And in our courses, you will be learning how to work with watercolors, steadlers, and all types of art mediums so that you can create beautiful fashion illustrations. Now, your third subject is your textile science. Now, this is a very, very technical subject because in this subject, you will be learning the different types of fabrics, what fibers are used in this fabric, what is the properties of each of these fabrics. Basically, you will be understanding the science of textiles or the science behind different kinds of fabric. This is very important for you as a designer because you have to know different fabrics in order to create different kinds of garments. Now, fourthly, you will be learning textile design. Now, what is textile design? Textile design is where you learn the art of designing different types of fabrics. You learn how to dye a fabric. You learn how to do different kinds of printing, be it block printing, screen printing, digital printing. You learn how to create various kinds of embroideries and embellishment. You'll also learn how to develop prints in itself. That is how you can develop a motif, then develop a print out of that motif, and then design an entire fabric based on that one motif that you have created. Next, you will be also learning how to create patterns and create your own garment. This is basically the entire process of construction or creating your own garment. You learn how to create a basic pattern or a basic block for a garment, then you learn the process of cutting a fabric, and then you'll also learn the process of stitching garments. In our fashion design courses, you will be learning various types of garments, how to stitch a blouse, how to stitch a kurti, how to stitch a skirt, how to stitch a dress, how to stitch a dhoti. So it's a very, very important subject because if your basics of pattern making and garment construction are clear, it will be easy for you to tell any tailor or any master cutter and explain him what kind of design you are looking to create. So that is a very, very core subject of any fashion design course because you need to know how to create garments. Now, next you will be also learning something known as CAD. What is CAD? Basically, in CAD, you will be learning different kinds of softwares that you can use to create fashion. You will be learning how to use Corel Draw. You'll be learning how to use Photoshop. You'll be learning how to, all your basic tools. CAD stands for computer aided design. So how you can use your computer to create various designs. Now we are living in a digital era. Everything is digital. CAD will help you stay, on trend or keep up with the digital era. And lastly, out of every for every single course that you take up in fashion design, you will be creating your own portfolio. You will be learning how to create a collection of your own, and this collection will help you, portray your talents to various companies and various brands and various designers so that you can be hired or you can be placed in a very, very good job. Now, these are the basic subjects that you will be learning. Now, of course, from course to course, it might differ slightly. The amount you learn in a 1 year course might be different from the amount you learn in a 3 year or a 4 year design course. But these are the basic subjects that you will be covering in any fashion design course. So until now, in this webinar, we have understood what is fashion design, who is a fashion designer, and what kind of course you can take up in order to be a fashion designer. So you understood all the steps that you need to know before you actually step into a fashion design career. Now, a lot of students ask me this. Now, my students personally have come and asked me this. How is the fashion industry in India? Will we actually get a job after we study fashion design? Is it really helpful? Now, this is mainly because sometimes some of the parents do not think that fashion design will help you like set up a good career. But let me tell you, fashion design is very, very relevant in our country today. Now, let me give you some statistics to, back up my statement. Fashion design or the textile industry in India is estimated to be a $108 billion industry, and by 2021 it's estimated to reach a $223 billion industry. Now, this mega industry of fashion design in India hires about 45 million people directly, that is, as designers or tailors in the fashion industry, and 60 million indirectly. So this 40 million jobs are created in fashion industry alone. The textile industry is also the largest contributor of India's export. So, with this statistics, you will know that fashion design is actually booming in India, and the industry is only growing to become bigger and bigger every day. And so, if you're second guessing yourself or whether I should take up fashion design or I should not, is it a successful industry or not? These statistics prove that fashion design is a booming industry, and if the time there is no better time to get into this industry than right now, because it's one of the fastest growing industries in India. So we've understood what is fashion design, we've understood what kind of course will you take up to become a fashion designer, and we also understood the need for fashion design or the career opportunities that a fashion design industry in India has. Now, moving on. Now, since this is such a big industry, big brands and big designers are looking for qualified design graduates that they can hire in their various brands. Big brands like Zara, Tommy Hilfiger, Max, or even big designers like Neeta Lulla, uh, are wanting to hire qualified good designers. You can't just randomly walk into the industry and say, I want to design for you. They are looking for people who know what is design and how you can become a good designer, and that is why you need to take up a good course so that you can be hired by these big brands. So we've understood that the fashion industry is growing. Because the fashion industry is growing, big brands are looking for designers to be hired to create collections for their brands. So there is no dearth of opportunities of for designers in the fashion industry. Now, now you must be wondering, okay, fine, but what do I do when I join the fashion industry, or what kind of career will I be taking up? Now, firstly, the first kind of career that you can take up is being a fashion design consultant. Now, what do I mean by a fashion design consultant? Now, I just explained that big brands like Zara, Tommy Hilfiger, or even big designers like Neeta Lulla are looking to hire designers. Now, you are usually hired by these designers or brands as something known as a fashion design consultant. Now, what does a fashion design consultant do? The fashion design consultant aids or helps the lead designer or the head designer uh, create his vision. So you will help the designer in the entire process of designing a collection and also making the collection into a reality. So basically you will be assisting the head designer to create whatever he's visioning for his upcoming collection. Now this is what a fashion consultant does. Now you can basically be hired for as a fashion consultant for a designer or even for a big brand. Now when you're looking at big brands, there's usually a design team that handles the entire design, and you will be applying for a job as a designer in their design team. Now, when you take up something like this or when you apply for a job, the first thing they will ask you is your portfolio. And that is where your fashion design course comes in. You have learned how to create a portfolio. You have learned how to sketch. You have learned how to create garments. You have learned the different steps of production. So if you are a good qualified graduate or design graduate, fashion designers and brands are looking to hire fashion design consultants for their design team. Now that is what is a fashion design consultant. That is your first career option in the fashion industry. Now the second one is a textile designer. Now what is a textile designer? A textile designer is basically a person who creates prints, creates patterns, creates embellishments for various designers and brands. Now their whole job role is towards working towards developing different kinds of fabrics and different kinds of prints for the brand. Now, like I told you, in your course in fashion design, you will be learning a subject of textile science and textile designing. Now, these two subjects will be your core subject towards taking up a successful career in textile designing, because you learn the basic concepts of how to design a print. You learn the basic concepts of color theory, that is basically how to mix and match different colors. You will be learning the basic concepts of different types of printing, that is screen printing, digital printing, block printing. You will be also learning how to finally create different types of fabrics. Now, so this is the second career that you can take up, that is being a textile designer. So the first one is being a fashion consultant and the second one is being a textile designer. These are two huge career options for any fashion design graduate. Now, the third one that we'll be looking towards is being a fashion illustrator. Now, what is a fashion illustrator? Now, I explained to you briefly before that a fashion illustrator is a person who creates sketches of fashion. Now, why do big brands need fashion illustrators? Now, basically, when they are designing their collection, they need somebody to illustrate these designs for two purposes. One, to help in the production process, and two, this also is a sneak peek for different brands and designers for their upcoming collections that they can show to their audience through various mediums, that is newspapers, fashion magazines, social media and all of it. So this is another big career option for fashion illustrator. Now, you can be a fashion illustrator either full time for a brand, or you can also freelance as a fashion illustrator for various brands. I've seen a lot of designers from my own batch and also people around me who have developed a successful career in fashion illustration, because not everybody can draw well, but when you have your basics right of fashion illustration, you can create beautiful illustrations for your different designers. So that's the next career option for you, that is being a fashion illustrator. Now, next, the fourth career option that you can take up is being a production manager. Now, what is a production manager? Now, the production manager is not a very hi-fi job, I should say, but it's a good paying job in the fashion design industry. So, what does a production manager do? A production manager oversees the entire process of production. That is, once the designs are created, he oversees the production from the procurement of fabrics and various materials to actually, sending it to your final clients or customers. He takes care of the entire process. Now, when you are a production manager, you should firstly know your basics of your fabrics production and all of that, but you should also be very disciplined and very good in multitasking, because you have to be very bright, very alert, because you have to make sure all the orders are delivered on time and every step of the production is taking place on time without any problems or hiccups. So that is a production manager. It's not a very fancy job, but if you have your basics right and if you're good at your job, a production manager is a very well paid job in the fashion industry. Now, the fifth one is a costume designer or a stylist. Now, who is a costume designer or a stylist? Now, you must have heard the fashion industry has a lot of stylists or people who are actors and actresses who have been styled by various people. Now, so what does a fashion stylist do? A fashion stylist puts together looks for various events, or for a look for a film or for a character for a film or for a editorial shoot or for an advertisement. So basically they either design a look for a actor or actress or musician, whatever, or they style a look. That is, they put together already designed garments from different brands or designers. So that is what a costume designer does. Now, this field you can create on your own. I have seen my batchmates create a very successful career, who have actually designed for big films and big actors once they got their contacts as a costume designer. Now, but why do you need a fashion design course to become a stylist? Now, a fashion design course will give you the basic knowledge of different types of fabrics, different types of looks, what colors go with each other. You will get a deeper understanding of the different brands in our industry. So you will understand your basics, and once you have your basics right of fashion, you can become a very good and a very successful fashion stylist or costume designer. So that is the job role of a costume designer or a stylist. Now, when you're a costume designer, you are your own boss. You can work for 100 clients, you can work for 2 clients. It's all up to you. You will be a self-made person, or that is what a costume designer does. Sixthly, you can be a fashion content creator or a blogger. Basically, you are going to write, or you are going to create videos, or you are going to do photo shoots for fashion. Fashion content creators can write various articles, or various can make various videos for different brands, or for keeping the audience up to date with the upcoming trend. Basically, a fashion creator has to be well aware of what is happening in the fashion industry, and they should constantly keep researching about what's new, and they will communicate this to their audience. So you can be a fashion content creator either as a freelance blogger or a freelance fashion creator, where you continuously create content, and brands pay you to publish about their content. Or you can be a content creator full time for a particular brand, where you're constantly writing for them, creating advertisements for them, or creating content about their upcoming collection, and so on and so forth. So, but for this field, you have to have good communication skills. You should know how to communicate to your audience about the brand. You should know how to, put together your content well, so that your readers will want to read what you are creating as a fashion content creator. Now, nextly and lastly, and this is my favorite one, is fashion entrepreneur. This is the one where you create your own fashion label, where you are your own boss, where you design for yourself and for your client. Now, this is a very risky thing to do, but it's also highly rewarding, because if you do well, you are a self-made person. You are your own boss. You can design what you want. You can design what makes you happy. You have creative freedom to do and design what you like. Now, obviously, you'll have to come up with a business plan, you'll have to know how to market, and you will be learning all of this, and the basics of marketing, the basics of how to start your own fashion brand. Also, when you are taking up any of the fashion design courses, you know, in Hamstech or in any other institute that you are looking at. Now, these are the top seven careers that I could think of as a fashion designer. But there are lots of fashion careers or lots of types of jobs that are available in the fashion design industry, but it depends on how you pursue your dreams and how you find a path that makes you as a fashion designer happy. The options are endless, but you have to understand what you want to do and create a career of your own. Now, so we can see how a small course in fashion design can give you so many fashion career options. I urge you, if you are thinking of going towards fashion design or even thinking about taking up and you're unsure, maybe it will work, maybe it will not. Take up a course. See if it will work for you. And then if you feel comfortable, you can take up any of these careers and create your own career in fashion design. Now there are a lot of people who will have queries regarding our fashion design courses and regarding what type of course or what duration of course or when are the courses, where are the courses. For all such queries, here is a contact number that you can contact, and our consultant will help you through the entire process and help you understand what course and what career that you can take up in this fashion industry. Thank you all for joining in with me today. I really hope that today's course or today's webinar, in fact, was helpful for you. Please let us know what kind of webinars that you would want to have in the future so that we can create our webinars and content accordingly. Thank you all for joining in. Hope you have a great day ahead, and I hope you take the step towards creating a career in fashion design today. Thank you. Hi all. I know I had ended the course and the session, but I could see a lot of questions that came in regarding the course and the career. So I thought I'll just come live and answer all your questions and queries for that you have regarding fashion career and all of that. I can see a lot of questions even before we started our session, so let me just go ahead and answer all of them. Now the first question that we got is can I have any course details? Now we have a lot of courses in Hamstech. We have fashion courses. Within fashion courses, we have 1 year, 2 year, and also degree courses. Now, if you want more details regarding, the timings, when is the course starting, the cost, I'll be giving you a number for that. It is 703 290 7312. I had also mentioned it in my PPT before, but this is the number. I'll also leave it in the live chat so you can have this number. But any other queries regarding the fashion courses that we have in Hamstech, you can call this number and our consultant will help you through the entire process. Now, the next question we got is there any fees for joining? Yes, we definitely do have a fees for joining our courses. Any course out there, you will have to pay a fee. But our fees is quite reasonable. It's according to the market rate. Regarding the fees and how much it is, you can contact the number that I have given you. Now, one more person has said I have not selected a course yet. That's completely fine. We have different courses. We have styling courses. We have fashion courses. We have photography courses. We have jewelry courses. Now we have lots of courses that we have in Hamstech. So please, visit our website or contact us on the number that I have given you to know more about all our courses in Hamstech. Okay, now the next question that we got is again course details and fees. Like I said, all details will be given. You can just contact the number that I have given. Cutting and stitching course fees. Now, we do not have a separate course for cutting and stitching. It is part of our fashion design course that we have at Hampstead, because there's no use just learning cutting and stitching. You need to know how to design a cloth. It's an art to design a garment. You can ask the details for the entire fashion course on the number that I have given before. Online course and 1 year diploma. Yes, we do have online courses as well, and we do have 1 year diploma. We have 18 months course. We have 2 year course, degree courses, all these courses. Now the timings and the fees will be given to you. You just need to contact the number. I'll be leaving that number in the chat section also after we end the live. Great webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in. I hope the webinar was helpful to you. Okay, somebody also said I'm interested in the fashion designing course. It's great that you're interested. I'm so glad you took this step towards fashion designing. I personally love fashion designing. Please contact us. We will guide you through the entire process of how you can start your career in fashion designing. If I join an online course and it is not comfortable, can we change to offline? Yes, we do have online and offline courses. We do not encourage shifting courses in between, because it's difficult, because different batches have different teachers, and all of them have their own styles of teaching. Although the course content might be the same, but it might be difficult. But if you think it is not comfortable for you to join an offline course right now, you can join an online course for now. Right now, all our courses are being taught online, and we are seeing to it that all our students get maximum exposure even though we are teaching online. So you can join our course for now, and since our classes are already online, you can take the online classes for now, and once the lockdown opens up and once we can open the college, you can come to our college and learn all the courses physically as well. What Rahul asked, what to do after the course is completed. I have just given you all the career options that I could think of that you can take up after the course is completed. Now there are also placements in Hamstech that happen, that is different brands and companies come to us and hire our students. Now apart from that, you can also share your portfolio and apply for jobs to designers and brands that you like. And if you do not want to work for somebody else, and if you want to work for yourself, you can always start your own brand. Vidya says, inspired by your words, wanna join in fashion designing. Thank you so much. I'm so glad this small webinar was able to inspire you. Please join fashion designing. I love fashion designing. I have been a fan of fashion designing since I was in sixth grade. So you can imagine how much I love this field. So please join. It's a fun field, it's creative, it's there's never a dry or a dull day. It's the most fun career option that you can think of. Can we do fashion designing parallel with BTech? Yeah, a lot of students have asked me this. Now, if your BTech classes allows you, not to go on a regular basis, or if you can, handle the attendance situation, yes, why not? Go ahead. But remember, a fashion design course will also be work. You will have assignments. You will have, things to complete. You will have regular classes. So if you think you can manage both, please go ahead. I have had students who were doing another course elsewhere in another college while also pursuing, but then again their situation was that they could handle the situation of not attending the classes in that college, because when you join Hamstech you will have a lot of classes, you will have a lot of assignments. Of course, this all will help you understand the process of fashion and the process of design. uh, uh, I want offline weekend classes for fashion design. We do have weekend batches as well. There is a separate batch for that as well. Please contact the number that I have given you for the information regarding the weekend batches. I understand a lot of people have other priorities during the week, so you can take up a weekend course so that you can manage both, work and your course in fashion design as well. Is fashion design colleges available in Vijayawada? I'm not so sure about which fashion design colleges are available in Vijayawada, but if you're outside the city of Hyderabad, you can join our online courses for fashion. We have a lot of courses that help you learn the entire process of fashion. I myself have gone through some of the videos and they are extremely good and extremely helpful. So if you are not in Hyderabad and if you cannot join the physical courses in Hyderabad, please join our online courses, and that will definitely help you understand the process of fashion design. uh, uh, the next one is, after inter can we join in fashion design? Yes, it is preferred to join fashion design after inter. You can take up a degree course for in that scenario, because then you will have an inter certificate and then you will have a degree certificate. So you will have a good qualification that you can show, when you're going for placements or when you are applying for a job. Is the classes live? Our offline classes that we are taking right now, since we cannot call the students to our campus, we are taking live classes for our students through various good quality online mediums, and we are making sure that all the doubts of the students are cleared. The students are still learning, the students are still understanding well and coping up with the entire course, and they are not suffering because of this situation that we are in because of COVID. Can you please tell me the number once again? Okay, the number is 703 290 7312. Let me repeat it: 703 2907312. That is the number. Now the next question is, which branch do I prefer? We have a lot of branches all over the city. Now you can, it's not that one branch is better than the other. All our branches are equally good. In fact, some of our teachers teach in different branches as well. So you can look at the convenience of which branch is closest to you or closest to where you stay, and you can select a branch accordingly. After 10th, can we join a fashion design course? I would suggest you complete your intern and then join a course, because it will have more credibility. But if you do not want to pursue your intern, and if you just want a certificate course in fashion design, then you can definitely join our courses after 10th as well. Which course should we take for beginners? Now all our courses start at beginner level. There is no advanced course as such. All our courses will start with the basics. We will start with complete point zero, where we will assume that our students do not know anything about fashion designing, and we will teach you all the basics. So any course that you take up will be fine, if even if you are a beginner level. Keep doing such webinars. Definitely, we will definitely keep doing such webinars. You guys keep joining, and we guys will keep doing such webinars. Yeah, I think I've answered all your questions and queries. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a fun session with you guys. I hope all of you think of starting a fashion career soon. And if you do think of starting, you will think of joining our institute, that is Hamstech. And we will welcome you with open arms. I hope you all have a great day and a great week ahead. Until next time, I'll see you next time for our next webinar. And I hope all of you join in even then. Take care, guys. Bye.